Welcome to Faith Got Me Here. I am so excited to finally be doing a podcast. I'm jumping in. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and we all get caught in that I want to do something, but I'm waiting for the right time when really we all know there is no right time. You just have to jump. So thank you for being here with me. I hope this is a platform where we can connect, grow together, and learn how we can be our best selves, how we can be high value women and be determined to live our best life. I have taken a deep dive into my spiritual journey, I would say for 2 years now. And believe me when I tell you, it is not as glamorous as one thinks, especially when you also are healing at the same time. So I'm a chronic people pleaser. I'm 37 years old. I have always been the one to try to lift people up because I truly love helping others. I just feel like my job or my role in this lifetime is to be of service and to guide others, to coach others, to help them, or I want to see them succeed and be happy. Love that. But sometimes when you take so much of that on yourself, it can break you down over time, especially if you get put into relationships or friendships where they take advantage of you or where they treat you poorly. So I also was one who never would set boundaries because I had such a fear of abandonment. And I learned that's not healthy either. So this whole healing process and just spiritual journey has been incredible. And I would say my favorite part has been the most recent, taking a dive into scripture. And I realized that being a child of God, I'm already so loved unconditionally, and that God just wants the best for me. I just need to be there and trust Him. And the same goes for you. You need to literally just let go and trust God, and life just starts. So just a little bit more about who I am. So I'm the 8th child out of 9 kids. How often do you guys hear that? I would love to know how many kids are in your family, or where do you fall in the lineup? So we were a big Catholic Italian family. We would always go to church every single Sunday. And yes, if you asked me when I was a little kid, like, do you believe in God? I'd say, yeah, because we go to church. That's the way I would think. And it wasn't until when my dad passed away 22 years ago, he was on hospice for 5 weeks. That was an interesting process and very overwhelming. There was one day when I went upstairs and I made eye contact with him. I stood at his bedside, and I'm an empath. Like I've learned probably 5 or so years ago, I realized I was an empath because I can so easily take on other people's energy. Or I can walk into a room and I can just sense the energy. I can see, who is good, who you gotta be cautious for. Like, I am that type of a person. And I made eye contact with my dad at his bedside, and he literally looked right through me. And I was just kind of taken back, like, wow, who was that? And then he scanned from my left to my right, kind of just around me as if I was surrounded by other people. And in that moment, I kind of looked and I was like, oh my gosh, and it hit me. I was like, we're not alone. Like, I have spirit next to me, probably my ancestors. You can't see them, but I could feel the energy. That's when I was like, okay, you are real, God. All right. And then there were other things that just started to make sense that I experienced as a little kid. We can save those stories for another day, kind of those weird, like, visions or those things that happen where you're like, what is that, So at that moment, I realized God is real. So as my dad died, he died a couple weeks after that situation, and God used that situation to bring me closer to Him. I truly believe that. So that's just a little bit about where my faith really grew. It's when my dad was dying. If you have a interesting story or a story when you truly believed in God, or that aha moment, I would love to hear it in the comments. I would love to hear your stories, because these are the things that help bring us closer together. So thank you guys again for just jumping in on this introduction episode 1. I cannot wait for this new journey. Thank you for joining Faith Got Me Here. I'll talk to you guys next time.